I think it works. I think it works, yeah. Let me quickly see. I think it works here and here. Okay, let me just tone this down. Yeah. Just a little bit up. Yeah. Welcome to my stream. My name is Adorolzo. I'm a game developer, real game developer. I work actually in the industry. I used to work at Techland a couple of years ago, then at Flying Wild Hawk, and right now I'm employed at Creepy Jar. A couple of past streams were mostly dedicated to deep diving into new plugins of Unreal, one of them being Mover plugin, and during one fat session I streamed my deep dive into game animation sample, which covered animation motion matching plugin. Last time I started a new series connected to game design, because all of my streams are supposed to be more on the educational side of things, about covering blind spots. Me going at it without really preparing beforehand, because I want to make sure that when I arrive at the problem, I will be solving that problem. Instead of what sometimes happens on the internet, someone posts a tutorial that shows the perfect way of doing it, no hiccups, and then people have problems and hiccups, they're asking about it in the comment section, and they never get response, or response are half-assed, or something in that vein. So I want to make sure, by not preparing, preparing these projects or streams or whatever, I want to make sure that I will encounter the same problem as every other user would by just, you know, trying to do something. I am coughing a lot because I caught some cough, dry cough. It's annoying, so I will be coughing a little bit. My voice is a little messed up, but we will manage through it. A couple of housekeeping notes. I've been thinking a little bit about maybe changing the day of streams, because I usually stream every Thursday around 5:15, 5:30 for 2 hours. And that stuff worked for streams that covered deep dive into Mover plugin. Fat stream worked because it was 4.5 hours or something like this, connected to animation motion matching, right? But as soon as I moved to game design connected streams, I saw a couple of problems. First of all, I started the project with code project, which is I did it out of habit, but it was a wrong move, because if you encounter some compilation problem, it might take too much time to fix it. And the purpose of this game design exercise is not to create shippable code or shippable prototype. There's no such thing as shippable prototype, but to learn how to design primary actions in video games, right? So that was the first problem. The second problem was that I realized that 2 hours for trying to design and implement some mechanics in real life on stream might take a little bit more time than I anticipated. So during 2 hour stream, I might not be able to cover as much as I would want to. So I've been thinking about maybe switching something up for the next month of August. If that happens, for sure I will be updating all the information on Twitch and YouTube channels, so you would know what is happening. But I will try to find a day during which I would be able to stream for free, maybe 3.5 hours, but mostly 3 hours. And we will see how this will work out. Another thing, I had audio problems previously, so I'm not sure if anyone is in here right now. I don't think anyone's here. So let me type the message. Okay, I send out the message that if audio is fucked up still, please let me know. So, because of that, I lost a lot of time trying to figure out audio setup, trying to figure out the compilation error, etc, etc. And I will get into like maybe shippable code somewhere in the future, but right now I want to concentrate on game design. And there is a plan for that. I explained this plan last time, but I want to start every stream in this session. Every stream in this series with a quick little reminder. This is the only thing that I prepared beforehand because I don't want to waste like 15 minutes of time drawing this up every time. Here is the master plan of how to learn primary action on my end, at least. Here is my master plan. Who's the man with the master plan? Ado with motherfucking Unreal. That was bad. Whatever. The thing is, I have lots of blind spots. One of them is game design, and more particularly primary action. What is primary action? It is the base action that you are using in your video game, and it is the action that changes the state of the world within the game, right? So if we took Mario or Donkey Kong, it would be jumping and moving around. If we took Apex Legends, it would be shooting and movement. If we took Football Manager, it would be clicking through data tables, right? If we took Need for Speed, it would be driving a car, right? And I've been, thinking about making my own games, etc, etc, trying to create like some kind of prototype. And I have notebooks full of notes, but all of them were like high-level design, like lore, progression systems, worlds, characters, high-level gameplay systems, enemies design, etc, etc. None of them mean jack shit if it is not fun to play. And what I struggled with each time when I was creating pages and pages upon pages, whole notebooks full of notes, Google Docs, etc, etc, none of that means shit if I sit down with the game, press button, and I don't have fun immediately, right? And each time when I was like creating all those pages of documentation, what could be going on, it turns out that I would have to create shitload of systems in order to even evaluate if my idea is cool. And I realized none of those quote-unquote designs had any information about the primary form of play. Usually it conveyed more like a marketing terms. Like, it's this game mixed with this game with the hint of this game, which doesn't really tell you what happens when you press the button and what is the goal of the game, right? And that's where I realized I have a blind spot. I don't know how to design a simple game, simple primary action. To quote guys from No Clip Crew, from their channels, it's kind of like if you were learning a guitar, but instead of learning how to play the fucking notes, you were learning how the guitar is built, the history of the guitar, history of guitar makers, history of famous guitar player, but never picking up the guitar and actually trying to play and struggling with that. So All of this series is dedicated to learning exactly that. Primary action learning. It can't be done in a vacuum. So I needed to create a prototype or a context, game context for a video game that I could theoretically, work on, or should I rather say prototype, something unshippable, something done quickly, but answering me the question, is it fun? And I wanted it to be something that I never really played, and outside of my genres that I like, because I don't want to just copy it. I don't just want to copy primary action designs, because then I think instead of learning how to use my own creativity as the muscle to create primary actions, I would be just remixing what someone else did. So I want to make sure that sorry. I want to make sure that all the game mechanics that I will be, thinking of and creating will be done with give me a second, oh no, my gamepad viewer broke. Okay. Do I have to just... No, I can just refresh. Yay! It refreshed. Okay, great. So, I thought of making a simple bow and arrow game where I will be just shooting arrow projectile from my bow, and I won't be doing any art of it. I won't be talking about art design, art direction, plots, etc, etc, because none of this should matter. The only thing that matters is that I'll be shooting arrow from a bow and it will be fun. And what this game context isn't, it's not going to be a first-person shooter when the aim of the game is to shoot everyone and kill everyone. It's not going to be fast-paced game, not movement-based, because I want to make sure that I'm not changing the state of the world and accomplishing my goal just by moving. And it's not going to be a realistic archery simulation. It's going to be arcadey, it's going to be a lot slower, and shooting arrow will be the thing that changes the world state. And I want to design all those gameplay mechanics with co-op in mind. So maybe at the end of it I could play some kind of prototype with one of my friends here live on stream and test it out if it's actually cool. Yeah. Think about if Mario 64, all the game is about, the goal is to get the star. In order to achieve that goal, you need to move around, jump around, etc, etc, and that's how you change the state of the world and how you pursue your goal. Shooting arrows from a bow is supposed to be that thing that drives the player towards the goal completion and how you change the world state. And I want to do it in 4 phases, or at least that's how I think it will go down. The first phase, the one that we are right now, as I said previously, is the minimum viable product phase, which basically needs to test the foundation of a game. So for this game, I need to answer the question, is it fun to shoot in the air? If it's not fun to shoot in the air, I'm not even going to bother move to the next point, right? Then shooting at the wall, if it's fun like that, then yeah, I can go further. If it's not fun to shoot at the wall, then we got a problem, and I need to, design gameplay mechanics until it is fun to shoot at the wall. The same with shooting at stationary target, at moving target, all of that from various distances. If all of this will be marked with green check marks, then we're in the clear. We can go into toy making phase, when I visualize this prototype as a toy box and I'm constantly creating new variations of shooting arrow, or new variations of targets, new variations of shooting at the wall even, right? 100%, people don't realize. That's also the phase where I will be thinking what goal I could give to the player so it would be fun. I will be creating all those toys. To compare it to use the metaphor, MVP is more like if I just created an action figure that can transform into a cube, and I decided it is fun to transform humanoid action figure into cube. Let's create variations of that. So I'm creating a robot that transforms into a car, a robot that transforms into a jet. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of that's the logic that I'm kind of trying to apply here. Create as many toys and put them in the toy box. I would say if this game would ever come to ship, probably 80 to 90% of those toys would never make it, right? And I'll be constantly asking myself the question, do I have enough toys for making a sequence? Just like a kid, if I have only 2 toys in the toy box, I can play. My imagination runs wild, but it would be better to have 10 and create a sequence of events that I would be playing out. And I'll be constantly asking myself these questions. Do I have enough toys to create a sequence? And that jumps us to the third phase, sequence making. I could always create a boring sequence with shooting arrow, just shoot through 3 hoops, yeah, you're good. But that's boring. I want to use these toys to create a sequence when I need to destroy a destructible wall. But I first need to shoot through the flames. Then this flaming arrow will attach itself to a bomb and trigger its detonation mechanism. Then all of that will fly and attach itself to the wall. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom! The wall explodes. That is way more involved and way more fun than just shooting through hoops in such, video game. And that's what I will be trying to do. Create a sequence out of these toys and see if it's fun. And I'll be constantly asking myself another question. Can I craft a whole scenario? The truth is, the lines between the second phase, toy making and sequence making, will be very blurry. I'll be constantly going back and forth between these two. But if I can answer the question, can I craft the whole scenario, not just one simple segment, one simple sequence, but the whole scenario, that's when I will go into scenario making, when I will create like a whole level that you can play from the beginning to the end, using all the toys that I created to achieve your goal. And then I will make another scenario and another scenario, and I will be asking myself question, do I have enough toys and sequences and possibilities that I could actually maybe sort of start pre-production on this game? If the answer would be negative, I'm going back to the second and third phase. If the answer to the question would be positive, well, that kind of means that either I would be able to say, okay, this primary action design exercise is finished, I have something that I could make a game out of, let's shelve it, let's jump into another topic, like for example rendering or tech art or something, right? Or if I will feel, particularly confident, I would start moonlighting this project and I will stream all of that shit here. So that's how it will go down. On previous stream, I was using a C++ first person template, but it wasn't really working out, and I promised my friend Barabash, who was here on stream, that I remake this all of what I did in blueprints and blueprint only project. So I have first person template blueprint only project already. This is the second thing that I pre-prepared, and that's it. Pre-prepared. You cannot pre-prepare. Whatever. And what was already working there? I had my own projectile that actually resembled an arrow in an ugly way. It had emissive orange color on it. It wasn't bouncing back like bolts in the first person example, right? And I managed to implement the simple charge mechanic when I was holding trigger, and the longer I held the trigger, that's interesting. Oh, it started working. The longer I held the trigger, the longer I hold the trigger, the farther my arrow will go. And I felt dissatisfied with it because I felt like there's enough player feedback. So I will also, if time will allow me, I will try to implement some meta sound that will be changing its state along with the time that is passing while I'm holding the trigger. And if I will manage, I will also try to do some visual stuff on the weapon itself. I don't have bow mesh, and I don't intend to have the bow mesh for as long as possible. As a placeholder, I'm using this first-person gun mesh. If this game were ever going into pre-production and actual shipping, it would probably turn into third-person game, but it doesn't matter for now. It completely doesn't matter for now. Right now we're just all about making this MVP phase, checking the checkboxes of whether we have the foundations ready. So that's the game plan for today. Recreate what I did last stream in blueprints only, and add some feedback. And if I will manage to do this, I will try to see if it is fun to shoot at the wall. So let's see if my gamepad actually works here. It seems like it. I don't like this view. I like new editor window. Yeah, that's a good view. And I like it like this. Yep, it looks like it's working. No double jump. That's okay. Okay. So. So. Let me start from the beginnings. I want to create my own folder with everything that will be there. Let's call it primary action. And in here, I want to have a new level. It can just be basic level, and I will call it. Let me create a new folder, maps. Let's call it shooting range. Because I will be probably adding some stuff to look for, to shoot at various distances at targets like here. But right now we don't need much. Right now we need to create our own pickup gun, or pickup bow in that case, our own projectile that we shoot, so we can start implementing shit, right? So let's get to it. Let me just quickly go into first person, the blueprints. We want to have our own BP weapon. BP weapon component 2. Let's have all of this as our own. New folder, blueprints. Hell yeah. And let's change everything up. Let's call this pickup bow. Let's call this bow component, and let's call it BP arrow projectile base. Why base? Because I see myself creating different type of arrows with different properties that will be sub classes of this blueprint class, but I will be just changing a couple of variables, or maybe changing one mechanic or something, or adding additional components or something like this. But So, but right now these things don't point to each other. These are copies that are still pointing to assets from before. So we need to change that once again, like in previous stream. The pickup bow is supposed to, on begin overlap, it's supposed to see if the first person, if our first person character has our BP weapon component, not this time, BP bow component. That's what we'll be checking for. Thank you. Yep. Am I still streaming? Yep, I am streaming. That's good. Oh my god. Something even hurts when I'm coughing right now. I'm sorry guys, I need to use my medicine real quick. It's supposed to help. Yeah, it's checking if we already have the weapon, which kind of means that our weapon right now is a singleton. Because what the singleton means that there will be only one instance of this bow component on our first person character. There's also said that this BP pickup bow is the only pickup bow that could be done. Okay, I don't know how they achieved singleton in this BP pickup bow shit, but whatever. Yeah, and if our character already has a weapon, it won't add new one, which is okay because I will be picking up new arrows rather than new weapons. And if after going through all the components we don't have it, we need to add BP weapon component, but that's not what we want to add. Actually, we want to add bow component, so add bow component instead of this. And now we will for sure be adding our bow component. How can we make sure that our bow component is the bow component that we want to use? I'm glad you asked, because right now we'll be changing how it kind of works. Like for example, here is this gun, here is its material. I will copy that whole mesh. Let me get back again to it. First of all, yeah, let's copy that whole mesh that I don't need. I might need this. So let's go back to here, blueprints, not actually cosmetics, bows. And let me add it here. These assets are copying. Maybe I'm going overboard with it. Probably, sorta. Yeah. Can I change which skeleton it does use? Wait. I'm supposed to FB bow. That's how it's supposed to be called. Yeah, thank you. So this is Yep. But if I remember correctly, like, can I assign skeleton, and nothing really should change. It's just that I'm using my own skeleton. Why I'm doing this? Well, because if I will be changing some things, you know, that's what I will be using really. Bow physics and bow physics asset, which is probably used in here. Oh my god, I didn't like the way it felt on me while coughing right now. Yeah, so let me get back. Maybe I want to see something. FP weapon mesh here. I want to see reference viewer here. It's just being pointed to as physics asset by this skeletal mesh. Okay. Yes, of course, of course. And it is pointing to which asset exactly? To physics, just physics. And where was this other thing pointing to? Let me grab that quickly. Also to this. All right. So cosmetics, bows. I'm here already. I don't see it. Okay, I don't see it. Am I maybe missing something? Not really. I haven't actually used this physics editor for a long time. Okay, great. Now I can just use my SKFP bow in my bow component and point to it. Why I want to do it? Because I also want to copy material off of that thing, because I'll be changing it. Primary action, cosmetics, bows. Here is material, and we are changing it into bow. Hell yeah. Stormrun Gaming. Hello. Hello, hello. And I want to make sure that I will be picking my own stuff. So the body color, here are textures, etc. I will be using different color. I'll be using maybe green, something like this. Yes, and that's where I will be using this. I also will use it in preview, and that's how I will know that I picked up my own gun. But that was just changing the pickup bow, so it will out bow component. Now bow component also needs to fire my projectile. My projectile is here, and it doesn't really look like my arrow. It doesn't really look like my arrow. So I want to make it like an arrow. Cube, blah blah. Yeah, make it here. I don't need sphere at all. Cube and cone. Cone. Yeah. Let me stretch this cube out a little bit in the X direction, like this, a little bit like this, and make it a little bit thinner. And my cone, oh my god, It is rotated in an ungodly direction, but let me first quickly move it in the x-axis. Scale it properly because it's some weird shit going on right now. Oh yeah, way more like it. I'm too fast with my camera. And let me rotate it along y-axis, like 90 degrees, yes, minus 90 degrees. Put it maybe here, and let me quickly create like a simple material for that. Quick simple material. Bow projectile, and just like on last stream, I will make it into something that is emissive. Also convert the parameter, emissive strength. Let's put the default value at 200. Inverse eye adaptation inverse. Then multiply this with this, then the result with the eye adaptation inverse, and then let's put it into emissive. Let's put it as orange, just as it was last time. Storm Run Gaming says, I finally learned chaos fracturing. It is so nice. I have it to where you activate the crystal and a beam of light breaks in nearby pillars that's hiding your first weapon. Nice, nice. I haven't had a chance to, either professionally or on my own time, work on chaos fracturing. So I really salute you that you managed to do this. From your description, it sounds awesome. Was it hard to learn chaos fracturing? Is it like a pain in the butt to learn, like, I don't know, gameplay ability system or something like this? Or is it maybe easier? Okay, I need to refresh this thing in OBS, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I have my material, I want to apply it to my projectiles. Yep, my projectile is good to go. And now I want to make sure that my bow component will fire not first person projectile, but my arrow projectile. And let me get back to here. Storm Run Gaming says, it seems hard, but really easy. Oh, that's encouraging. I might dedicate a fat session to learning chaos fracturing, or chaos at all. That's one of my missing blind spots that I haven't covered yet. Once a month, I'm trying to do like a fat stream for more like a 4 to 5 hours. And chaos fracturing and chaos in itself seems like a good idea. Thank you for inspiration. You select object in the world where the selection and landscape is. There's a fracture mode. Just click that while your object is selected and just press fracture. That's it. Then to make it fracture, you put a master field on your bullet BP. Ah, okay. So then when the bullet flies to something, it can activate the fracturing or physics on the fractured mesh. That's how it works. From your description, it sounds like it wouldn't be a fat stream on my end, just a couple of clicks. But, you know, I will see how it will go and when I will be able to do the fat stream this month. I really hope I would be able to do it this month. But I attached my bow component, and my pickup bow should add bow component to my first person character. I will drop my pickup bow that also should start looking like my weapon, and that's a mistake because it's not. That's weird that it's not really used. Wait, what? Wait, what? That's weird. I'm looking at skeletal mesh. It's not pointing to actual skeletal mesh, but it does have a mesh. I don't understand it. But I can just use my skeletal mesh. Where's the pickup bow? Yes. And nothing changed. That is interesting, let's say. Okay, it doesn't matter that it doesn't look like our gun. What matters is if I, after actually... Oh, the gamepad overlay disappeared. Let me quickly rectify that. And maybe put my pickup bow actually on the playing field. And let me refresh the cache of gamepad viewer. Okay, let's play. Okay. We have our bow, and it shows my projectiles that are bouncy as fuck, but whatever. I will change that behavior in a second. Let me get back to chat. Yeah, Storm Run Gaming says, yeah, the FS_master field is what makes it fracture. You can place it anywhere in the world, spawn it anywhere, or attach it to BP like sword, weapon, or bullet. You can also add Niagara into widget. I have it to where my buttons shatter into sparks and fall down the screen when hit. Niagara in the UI widget, you mean? I haven't explored it either. You can add regular Niagara particles to UI widgets? That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. Niagara UI renderer. It's in the marketplace for free. Ah, it's a plugin. Niagara UI renderer. I will remember that. Niagara UI renderer. I need to play around with that shit too on some future session. I'm learning so much. Thank you. That's cool. Okay, to get back to where I was. Let's first to get back to how it was on the previous session. I want not to have bouncing, and it should work out of the gate. Focus on this screen, and yeah. Right now let's re-implement the charge just as I did on my previous stream, but that was done code-wise. Here we will be doing it via blueprint. Blah 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 blah. Where the hell was I? Ah, bow component, yes. So that was a news to me in the previous session because I didn't know they already moved the first person template to enhanced input. So that was cool to learn that, because enhanced input action delivers you so much information and you could create so much cool stuff with it. Like an example, let's get back to a content. Let's find our input, actions, shoot, and let's open it. I could make it so that will actually be triggered on the release. Or I could create, you know, a corded action with some other action, right? So think about how easier it would be to implement, you know, combo moves, etc., etc. But I want to have release, shoot on release, because I will use that information of how much time elapsed between me pressing the button and me releasing the button, which I want to do right now. This will be triggering right now on release of a button. I will delete this comment as it is not true anymore. And I will quickly, just to test out, print two strings. One will let it be like yellow, the other can stay blue. One will be like this. How much time elapsed will be printed here. When it's triggered, it will go here, here, and then it will spawn our stuff, just to test the theory out, that's how it should work. Let's grab the thing here. And it works like this. I held the trigger approximately around like 1 second. I will hold it for a little bit longer. 2 seconds. Oh, it was way longer than 4 seconds. I think something's wrong with this display because it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah. No, it's actually kind of accurate. Okay, so I need this information. Why? Because I want to change the charge power of my, or should I say linear velocity of my arrow, depending on how long I held the button, just like I did in the previous stream, but that was done in C++. Now it will be in blueprints, just like Barabash asked me to. So let's jump into the action. Let's first create maybe I will call it curves. Let me create curve. Where's the curve? There's the curve. Just float, and it will be curve float with charge duration to velocity. And I will add the first point, add key, add 0. It will be treated as a multiplier of general velocity. So if no time passed between me pressing the trigger and releasing the trigger, I want the multiplier to not change anything. But after 2 seconds, let's say I want to multiply it by 5. Ooh. Zoom to fit. That's my curve that right now I will hook up here. I will add variable charge duration to velocity multiplier. It will be float curve. Thank you. And I messed up something because I can't point to this shit. Why? Yeah, because type should be. I don't remember what was the type actually. Yeah, that was the type that I wanted. And now I have this curve here, charge duration to velocity. To be perfectly good, I will change it to multiplier because that's how it's supposed to call. Let me fix up the redirectories, of course. And now I will also create a variable linear velocity, base linear velocity. It will be a regular float, maybe like 300, right? And if I look at my arrow projectile, it has initial speed and max speed, but after it's already been spawned, changing this doesn't really change a thing. I can change it into like 9,000 units per second. just to make sure that my multiplication will not go over that value. But after it has been created, I can still I need to get the component. Get projectile movement component. The thing is, if I were doing it in the future for a shippable project, and mover plugging would be at least at beta, I would probably not be using in my arrow projectile base the projectile movement component. I would be using mover component. I did 3 deep dive streams on mover component. I also were at the Unreal Fest in Prague this year, and I attended the lecture about the mover plugin, and it seems like that is the future for moving objects in Unreal. It's not there yet, it's experimental, it has a couple of caveats, but I really cross my fingers that for the future it can replace the character movement component, because making non-humanoid, non-regular stuff with character movement component is a pain in the ass when you're working with the multiplayer game. And mover plugin works kinda better with multiplayer. I really do recommend looking into mover plugin, even in its experimental state, just to take a peek of what the future of Unreal Engine holds. So, linear, no, speed, no. Yes, set velocity in local space. In local space means that X axis is the forward axis, really. Let me move this here. Yeah, I can move this here. Here and here. And what will happen right now? I will need to create this new velocity, right? This is my base linear velocity. Let me split this. My base, which is 300, and I will then multiply it by value of elapsed seconds. Or should I rather say the value that the curve has at elapsed seconds. So it means x-axis here are my elapsed seconds, here is my multiplier. Get value, get float value. I'm using elapsed second here. As I said, this is just a dirty prototype, just to learn more about primary action design, because this is my blind spot that I kind of want to cover right now. Right, maybe I will do this here. And after I got that, I'm gonna multiply these two. And that's my new linear velocity forward. And it should work out like a charm. As we can see, the shots are very anemic because my initial speed is not that great. Let's change that. Let's change that into, I don't know, 1,000 at least. 1,000 units per second. Let's see how that will work out. The difference is not as pronounced. Right now I'm just quick tapping. It goes like this, holding it. Okay, it is pronounced. Between this anemic shot. Yeah, so we have charge shot right now implemented with the basic bow component. So what else? Right now, as I promised Barabash on last stream, I wanna increase the player feedback, because I feel if we get back to my master plan of learning how to be a better designer, because regularly I work as a gameplay programmer, I'm not a good designer and I want to learn more about primary actions, I'm in the MVP phase, minimum viable product, and I want to see if it is fun to shoot in the air. Right now, I feel like it's not enough fun that I would want to have. Let me just change one thing in the level because it is kind of annoying me. I want to pick up this weapon on the spot. There you go, there you go. I want it right here. Okay. So I feel like there's not enough feedback. At first I was thinking, yeah, maybe I'll create like some HUD indicator or something, but then I thought, no, fuck HUD, fuck UI for now. Let's forget about this and implement only in-game, non-verbal, non-UI, non-HUD feedback. So of course it means sound. I want to have a sound that will change along with me holding the button. So right now I also need another input, right? Here are my base inputs. I don't want to copy it right now. I don't want to waste my time with it. I will create my own inputs here, and maybe later in some future streams I will reorder these things, right? I need to create like a new input, which I will do by just copying what already exists, and that is shoot. And I will call it charge start bow charge, right? And this will be triggered on hold. But I need to make sure that first it is actually assigned any button. So input here, input weapons, additional. And this will be left mouse button, and this will be gamepad right trigger axis. Amazing, that's exactly what I wanted. And did it need anything else? I kinda am blanking out. Reference viewer. No. Because that thing is already being bound. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the bow component that actually binds mapping context of input mapping context of weapons. I really enjoy enhanced input plugin. I'm glad that it is on by default. It is way better than the input that was in Unreal 4. It is way better to create more context, change context, etc., etc. Previously, when I worked at Flying Wild Hog, Unreal 4 didn't have it out of the get-go. So we just created, I was a part of it, our own plugin that allowed us, to change context of input binds, etc., etc., depending on what you as a player are doing. So I have that. I want to see if enhanced input. What the? How did you? I kinda don't really know how you do it in blueprints. I never did it in the blueprints. I always did it in C++. Oh, you just drag and drop it. That's great. I want to see, first of all, if I hooked it up correctly. So let me put it here and print hello if I'll just press the trigger. Because what I want to do is create a meta sound that at the moment when I'm starting to charge, I have a sound that will be changing, going higher and higher in pitch until the moment I will release my shot. Why am I not? Yeah. I didn't do something. I didn't do it correctly for some reason. Okay, I messed up something. That's why I do it without preparation. Because I put it on hold. I wanted to put it on pressed. Oh fuck, simple mistake. Now it will be working out. Yep, hello with every press. That's great. I can just... I have too many of old shit. Let me turn that off, that off, that off, that off. I don't need this. I might need this. This I don't need anymore. Yes, I don't need to print this stuff. What I will be doing it here, I would be triggering what I will be doing, triggering the meta sound. But first, let's create this meta sound. So I'll be going to cosmetics, because it is a part of cosmetics, and let me create... No, it should be... I want to have it connected to objects, not domain. So, audio meta sound source, ms bow chart. It's been a while since I was doing meta sound, so I might be rusty a little bit on that. So first of all, what I need is the sound that will play until I will tell it to stop. So first I need to add new trigger. That I will call stop charge. And that will be called here and here. Okay, now I'll make sure that it is working like this. Then I need some actual sound generator. So let's search for it. Functions, generators, additive synth. Hell yeah, that's exactly... No, that's not exactly what I want. Super oscillator. Sounds awesome. Let's use it. That's what I want. And I want, like, I don't know, 16 voices of saw. Yes. Right now it won't sound nice. It won't sound nice. It will be awful. Let me also put in mixer. I always put in mixer, because what we also need in order to make it sound quite cool is our not AD envelope, ADSR envelope for float. What is an ADSR envelope? To quickly put it into Paint. Is it on? No, it's not on. Now it's on. What is an ADSR envelope? It is the best explained with drawing a little bit. ADSR stands for attack, sustain, I messed up the attack, decay, sustain, release. This is a curve that basically has this, it's too small. It's this, it has this kind of shape. This is a time elapsing, and this is the signal power, right? Signal power. At first it is attacking, rising, right? Attacking. Then it might slowly decay a little bit, then sustain the level, then release. Which means that this is attack. This, oh my god, this little thing is sustain. Sorry, decay. This longer thing is sustain. And this is release. What does it mean in actuality? It means that after I trigger a sound, after I trigger starting the sound, I don't start with 100% power. I am going from 0 to 100% of signal power in that time. Then, after, you know, the rise or attack phase ends, because I can also dictate how long this attack will last, the signal might decay in its power a little bit. Then I can sustain it as long as I'm pressing, for example, a keyboard button, right? And after I release my keyboard button, this is how long it will take in order to get from this level of signal power to 0. So complete silence. That's what ADSR curve or envelope, as it's being called in audio world, is. ADSR envelope. I want to trigger attack with my play, but I want to trigger release with my stop charge by calling it manually. I want my attack time to be rather quick and decay time to also be rather quick. Maybe even quicker than here. Here I can say what the sustain level is after the trigger attack, after the attack time has finished. I want it to be 100%. I don't want any decay. And I don't want to alter these curves. So, I want to put it as the gain in my mono mixer, and this is my sound. Let's hear it. I don't hear anything. I probably messed something up. Sorry for a second, I'm having a coughing fit. Oh, sorry. I was talking while I still had mic off. I don't hear any sound. Ah, yes, because I haven't hooked it up to output. That was fucking loud as shit. Sorry for that. Let me maybe silence this thing. Yeah, it will be also getting through the mic, so I need to silence it a little bit more even. Okay, we have some kind of messed up sound, right, for our chart. But what I want to achieve here is to have this frequency constantly rise. So I will also have something going on here. I kind of forgot how I was making this rise. I could do it in two ways. I could either be like, okay, I will constantly in a tick provide the normalized value of charge power, which will be translated into frequencies here. Or I could just, do it like, hey, here's the start, here's how long the sound here's how long it takes to charge to full power, do it on your own. Both of those things have its merits, but I want to work on that thing a little bit more because I also think this noise is unbearable right now. Let me maybe also create like the preview input. Charge power, just for a second. And clamp, not clamp, range map range. That's what I want to use. I want to clamp this power between 0 and 1. Great, that's exactly what I want to do. And translate it between like 400 hertz to like 1000 maybe. And let's see how that shit sounds. Awful. What if we detuned it even further? Super awful. How about -8? Let's see. Completely awful. Okay, so let's maybe get back to like some safer values. Well, I'd rather have like low voices here, so maybe from here to like 5 to this. Yeah, this seems cool. But I want to also use noise, let it be white noise, and filter it. Which filter was that? Was it this? Dynamic filter? Bell? Probably. I want to also use that. Try I don't think it was that. Or maybe it was. Yeah, I want to put it here, and I want to put it at -05 anyway. Yeah, the white noise will make this sound more bearable. And let's do this. But actually no filtering is happening here. Why? What's going on? I don't think this is the correct filter. Which filter was it? I kinda don't remember. Biquad filter, that's what I wanted. Map range, float, and I want this between like maybe 300 to 5000. I want to map it. Okay, I need to turn that off. It is working, but I put 500, I wanted 5000. Yeah, now it will be a little bit smoother. It should smooth out the... Smooth out this. But I might want to... mix it a little bit differently anyway. Now the question remains, do I want to just trigger it, tell it, hey, this is the duration of my charge shot, or do I want to update it on the fly? Right now, I'm not sure. Let me see if I could, just trigger it. Yeah, it doesn't matter with the input right now. Thanks for notifying me, Unreal. It probably is like a trigger. What does trigger accumulate does? Okay. What other triggers do we have here? On value change, trigger filter, trigger route. Okay. Select sequence, trigger toggle, pipe, control, counter. No, I don't think it will be trigger. But what about just a D envelope with float? I could just manipulate attack. Yeah, I could just do this, right? I could change the input here to, what is it, time? No, to float, and we will trigger, and we will change this. Yeah. It will be, wait, whoa, I messed up. I wanted to do this, and it will be max charge duration. Yep. I don't know. It can be between this and 100. Doesn't matter. Because that's what will be with the attack time. To time. Float to time. Then let's put it into attack time. This is what is triggering everything. Decay time is even lower because I just want to use this curve to drive my envelope. But what will happen if I hold it longer than the max charge duration? Will I be able to sustain the signal? I think so. Is there like a switch? Switch and ramp? What is this? No. We will figure this shit out in a second. Or it will turn out that I need to do it in Blueprint. But I want to use this AD envelope to constantly rise in this time, and that's what will be hooked up here and here. This is just for preview only. And let's put max duration at default at 2 seconds. Okay, so it goes for 2 seconds and then just stops. Let's see if I can implement the logic for changing it into just one after it is being done. So trigger I don't know what this trigger route. Oh! I think that's exactly what I need. Because here I can just input 1, and here I can just do this. And then I can just do this and this. Now it should be perfect. There's a slight hitch here. That's because of the decay time. The decay is finishing, going to 0. So instead of doing this, let's see if just a simple delay will work out. Maybe you know what? Maybe I will do subtract, yes, float. Just like a tiny bit to time. Put it here. Let's see if I will get rid of this hitch. Yep, I got rid of this hitch. I have my thing going on. Now, in my bow component, while this happens, I need to add, no, I don't need to add new graph. I need to add new component to my component. Play sound 2D, and I want to play my MS bow charge. Exactly right. Yeah, all of this is the same thing, but no, I need something that will play spawn sound. Yes, that's exactly what I want to do. I wonder why can't I? Okay, doesn't matter. These are just dirty prototypes. I was just thinking about like some reference shit, but it doesn't matter. I want to do this. I want to create a variable out of this, and this will be charge sound. And at first, I want to see if it already exists. Let's see that shit. Charge sound. If it's not valid, let's just create this. If it is still valid, we will just re-trigger it, right? After we have it, I still haven't played it. So what I want to do is meta sound. Yes, set. How do you trigger? Execute trigger parameter. That's how you trigger. Okay. So that stuff will be here. After playing a montage, we will execute stop charge. We executed it, but maybe also let's make sure, because it might not exist anymore and we don't want to crash the game. Let's see if it is still valid, because maybe something else in the logic happened, right? Now, what I want to do here is to create max charge duration parameter, which will be 2 seconds, let's say. Right? Or how did we have it in my curve? 2 seconds, yeah. So whatever value, how long, it doesn't matter if I hold it longer, this will be the thing that will be used as a max value. So let's get this, let's clamp our float between max charge duration and 0 and this. And when, after we created this sound, not that, I need a charge sound reference. And set float parameter, and the name of my input is max charge duration. Let's put it here. And then I can finally play this sound. Charge sound, get sound, play sound. Response sound. Wait, what? Then how the fuck do you? Just play. Then why I didn't get play when I search for it? Oh, okay. And just start playing it. Let's see if it works out, or if there are any kinks that we need to figure out. Sorry for my coughing. Coughing caught me like at Sunday and it doesn't let go. I need to do something about it. Okay. Let's play. Now I have some feedback that I am charging, but I don't think I want to tweak it a little bit. I think it should go from even lower and maybe to even higher. That's the first thing. This should go to like 8,000. Yeah. And what I also want to do is, if we hit the maximum, right, I want to have like a tidit sound that we reach the maximum charge. We will still have, you know, our sound that we have a bow drawn or charged, but I want this like a singular transient sound that will dictate, hey, we just ended, right? Let's do this. Yeah, I want this to be like super short. I will create it as a different sound because I don't want to mess. I could implement it in this meta sound, but it would be messy, and I might use this. Reached. I might use it in a different context. So this sound is just supposed to play like 2 times. Trigger counter. We have this. Trigger compare and Yeah, and if on trigger, if my count value is 1, I want you to trigger finish sound. And I want to start counting here. And I want this to be like a 0.2 sound. And once again, I need some generation. So functions, generators. It can just be a square, super high square, like, I don't know, like 2000. Let me have some mixer on it. And this time I just need AD envelope, which means if we go back to paint, it means only that the curve is changed, because it only considers attack and decay. Of a sound, and this decay goes to 0. So it's really attack release envelope. Yeah, it will be triggered by on play. It will be super fast, and it will be also super fast to go down. And I mixed up. I wanted AD envelope with float on it. And this as 0.1. And this going out here. No, I don't want this to. I want this to trigger this. What the hell? Okay. Okay. Am I fucking up somehow? I just wanted to have this tit. Okay, I can have just one tit. Just one, really. Something's not right. Something is absolutely not right. Nope. Trigger delay, trigger filter. What was that I wanted? Trigger repeat, that's what I wanted. Not count, repeat. Oh my god, and I created this complicated logic for that shit. Yeah. Or maybe I shouldn't have deleted this, because it will go like this, then this, number of repeats 2. That's exactly what I wanted. Yup, and I want to play this sound when we reached maximum. So also another thing that I will be doing here is when I'm charging, after I charged it, I just want to delay, max charge duration, and after we reached the max charge, I just wanna play sound to D. And this will be my stupid meta sounds, but it might be too high, so let's get it into 1000, shall we? A little bit more. Yep, that's that shit. Max charge reached. And we should have feedback that we reached max charge. There is this thing. Yeah. If I pressed it, I have a bug here. If I pressed it but didn't reach the full charge and released it, I shouldn't have played this sound, which means I should stop this delay. Do we have delay task? Task wait delay. Yes, we do have it. So that's what we do. That's what we do here. The difference here is that I can save my wait max charge duration task reference, and what the fuck? Okay, I probably cannot do it in gameplay component. Okay. Okay, that sucks. Yup, that sucks because I don't know how to fix this. More triggerable delay, etc. Let me think. What I could do here. In order to fix that bug. First of all, maybe I shouldn't have it on like a component. All these things. Yeah, because what I want to do is wait 2 seconds from the moment we started bow charge. And if we did release it quicker, we should not play this sound. Or should I just not care about this right now and go into implementing the material thing? I'm not sure. Yep, skeletal mesh component cannot have task wait delay. Put in there. Which sucks because it means that I cannot stop it, really. Oh, what the fuck. In C++, I would just use timer. Do we have timers here? Oh, there is. There actually is set timer. And I can clear the timer. That's how we will do it. We will use timers. Okay, and we will create event. Sorry. And create custom event. Exactly. Play max charge reached sound. Let's do this and let's hook it up here. You will play this and save the variable as this. Max charge reached timer. But if we shoot sooner, let's clear and validate this timer. That's what we need to do. What if the sound is still valid? Just go like this. Probably also stop it. Yeah, stop this and go here. Yep. And I think it will work out just how I wanted it to. Yep. No reach max sounds, no TD. In order to make it fun, I feel like I need to adjust the curve because it just multiplies it by 5. I want to multiply it by 15. Let's see how that will work out. Now I'm having fun. I don't have to charge too long to shoot far. But it goes too far when I'm just pressing it. Let me go by 0.75. Let's see how that will feel. Yeah, that might be a little bit overboard with the 15. So let's put it at 10. That's what game balancing sometimes is. It might be that boring. Feels a little bit underpowered. Yeah, let's get back to 15. I like that better. Okay, another feedback that I want to add today is the visual feedback. In order to make it seem like it's, you know, it's fun. Because right now I am shooting in the air, I am kind of having fun, but I feel like I might need more visual feedback with charging. And I don't want to use HUD or UI at all. Mm. If I already had like the third person mesh and animations, it would be natural because I would just, you know, use the feedback of actually drawing the bow, right? But I'm just implementing an ugly ass prototype that doesn't belong anywhere. So, whoa. So. I need to use something as a placeholder for that. I was thinking that I may be creating a dynamic material and changing the color of the bow, right? Window. Why I don't have like the viewport here? Okay, I don't know. Blah blah blah. Yes, that maybe this will be changing color, but right now I feel like it won't be informing me of, hey, you just, you know, reached the max charge, right? I think the good replacement might be like creating a simple arrow that will be stretching out. And at the max speed, it will be stretched out, not do anything more, and maybe just start pulsating. Yep, that's what I will do right now. So yeah. Is it a good time to start mesh editing? Nah, I want to do it quick and simple. So, let me create. These are ugliest prototypes. It's not for shipping, so feel like I'm allowed to do it just to make it quick. A new BP actor that will be called BP charged arrow indicator, and it will contain exactly that. It will have not static mesh. It will have cone as its center. Maybe not that goddamn big. Maybe like 0.2 in every direction. 0.2. Why it doesn't? Wait, what? Thank you. And let's rotate it along the y-axis, right? And maybe make it even smaller. And let's add cube, but not underneath it, alongside that. Thank you. And okay, it doesn't matter. I wanted to order it down, but whatever. Where's the guy? Ah, we're inside that cube. Okay. Let me lock the scale. Okay. Unlock the scale. I want to stretch it out in like 0.4 here. Like this. And maybe move it a little bit further. You know what? Actually, I want to make it even smaller because the thing is, it will be constantly stretching out. That's how I think it should look. So the way I will be doing it, I will be moving the whole cone forward, right? The whole cone will be moving forward in the local space, while the I should call it head, and I should call this body. while the whole body of the arrow will be stretching out. That's how I see it. And yeah. Now, how to implement it the best? So I could just tell this actor to start stretching and then finish stretching and disappear completely. I could just use timelines here. Yep. I could just use timelines. Yep, so I don't want those here. I don't think I need them, at least right now. I want to create my own. Create custom, custom event. Add custom event. Start on charge started. Timeline. Add timeline, right? Let's get into a timeline. I want this timeline to be normalized. Let's add a track. Add vector track. I like that. But I just need add float track. And I want it to move fully. Add key. Time 0. I want it. Add key 1. And 1. Right. It's that simple. I just want to play from the start always. New time, no, it's always from 0. And let me maybe name this normalized. Normalized charge. Let me quickly do it, right? And when that happens, can I set duration here? Nope. Okay, so I won't be using timeline. I'll be just using simple lerp, I think. Lerp. And we'll be going from, let's make a variable max offset. I think I'm overcomplicating it right now. Because I could just spawn this actor and just stretch this actor. That's it. And that's what I will be doing. I don't want to overcomplicate shit. So BP arrow component. After it had been triggered, spawn BP spawn actor BP charged arrow. The transform I want to be exactly the same as this. So maybe I should just get this. Yeah, let me just copy it. Or change it into a function. No, fuck it. Let's just copy it for the time being, because I might be making some adjustments here. Why none of the... No. Now it's how I wanted it. I want to have it at the tip of the bow component on the tip of my skeletal mesh. I could actually do it better. No, I could do it better. I could just go into my skeletal mesh, muzzle is here, and get this thing and attach it there at the beginning. So get socket transform muzzle, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, it's a muzzle, transform space, RTS world. Yes. Is there like spawn actor attached? Attach actor. Okay, let me just attach component to component. But I don't want to attach it here. Yeah, having it as a skeletal bow component as a skeletal mesh component complicates a lot of shit, but I'll make through. Yeah, because I want to have it attached all the time on my gun, and my gun is this component. And I think I have a solution. Way simpler, way less complicated than what I was thinking of. I could just attach, instead of spawn actor, I could just attach. Can I just add new can I add component? No, I cannot add component to component. I can only add components to actors. Fuck. But yeah, okay, I got it. I got it. First, let's take this. And when we have pickup bow, add BP bow component. Now I just want to add static mesh component. And here they were doing it, just BP first person. Yep. I already have this. I don't need to take it. Yeah, so let me quickly do this, then let me quickly do this. Add static add component by class. Can I just add static mesh component? Yes, I can. Just like they did it here. And after I attach this component, I can attach my... First of all, I can save my reference. Promote to variable. Charge mesh. Charge feedback mesh. Let's do it like this. Let's set the mesh. I'm sorry. Let's take this. Let's set mesh. Set static mesh. Here, SM cube. Wait, there's arrow? Maybe I already have. Oh, there is like field arrow, but it's in the editor resources. And in the VR editor, what the hell is this? Couple of arrows. Okay. Yeah, I'll just use a cube. The engine cube, yes. And now I want to get this and attach component to component. And parent is myself. This by muzzle. Keep relative, keep relative, keep relative. And I don't need anything else. And after that, all of that happens, that's where I can start stretching this shit out in x-axis. But let's first see if it worked out. Where's my input? Yes, there's my input. Suffice to say, I think it worked out. I think I have a big cube on me. Yep, the big cube spawned on me. Okay, I kind of want to just edit the freaking mesh. Modeling. Let's create a mesh. Oh yeah, I already have an arrow. That's freaking great. Let me rotate this arrow. Around y-axis. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, sorry. What the fuck? Minus 90 degree. Yeah, I want to point it in positive direction. And I want to scale all of that shit. Or maybe I don't want to scale. I don't care. Base. Yeah, I just want to create this mesh. And yeah, I have this mesh right now that I can just copy it, go here, go, no. It is a part of a charge shot. Charge arrow. What's the scale of this shit? Okay, it doesn't matter. Now I want to get back to my selection mode. Let's just delete it. And split struct spin. Yeah, let's put like, I'm editing the wrong thing. I wanted to add, first of all, I wanted to use my charge arrow. I'm wondering if it is pointing in a correct way. And now I want to use this. Yeah, I can preview it actually by going here and what the hell? There used to be like a socket preview for attachments. Where is it now? On skeletal mesh I cannot do it? Only on static mesh and sockets there? Really? LOD settings, match clothing, skeleton, blah blah. Physics assets. Yeah. Okay. Doesn't matter. I don't know why I don't have preview here, but it's whatever. Yeah. This and this, and let's see how that will look like. Almost pointing into the right direction. Yeah. Let's rotate it in this. Let's see if it will work out. Absolutely not. Right now it is pointing inwards. So almost. Just minus 90 degrees. Now it should be correct, right? Yep. Now I can start scaling this shit up. Timeline. No, I cannot use timeline components here. Ah, fuck me sideways. So I have to use tick here. You know what? I need to think for the future in order to change it so it won't use the skeletal mesh component as a basis, because it fucks me up right now. Skeletal mesh should be skeletal mesh. Game data and gameplay data and gameplay logic should be in its own package. I need to think about that for future prototyping. But okay, I attached it here and I just want to scale it. The longer I hold, the more scaled it gets. How can I achieve that? Right now, right here. Let me think for a second, but first let me take a swing at this water. Yeah, I will just use a simple pattern with a tick. So, first of all, tick, event tick, sure. Does it start with the tick enabled? Yes, so I have tick. So when all of this happens, I can create a variable. B is charging, and it will be Boolean. By default, it will be false. It will be set to true here, and it will be set to false after the shot has been fired, after my projectile had been fired. Barabash Hardy arrived. Hydration 100%. Hello. Yeah, my voice is going, so I will be probably ending it soon. People don't realize, or they do, because I said I have a bad cough that is fucking me up. But I'm not sick, it's some weird cough. I don't know, maybe allergies or something. So, oh, Barabash, tell me, is my audio better than the last stream or not? So, of course I want to get this, branch it, and if I'm charging, I want to start scaling. And I want to reset to my start scale, so start arrow. Much better. Glad to hear that. Start. What I wanted to do with here? Ah, yes. Arrow. Charge arrow. Start scale. And this will, of course, be a vector. I want this to be 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. And actually, I can put it in here instead of using this harder shit. Then I need to also have the maximum scale, because that's what I will be. Charge arrow max scale. And I don't know what that will be. Probably 0.2. 0.2, but maybe like 5. We will see. And I want to lerp between these two values, right? Which means not float. Lerp vector from this to this with my alpha that I will take care later. Set charge feedback mesh. And I have another error that I just realized because I will be adding the static mesh component constantly. So if I already have this is valid, I don't want to add it, right? So I want to add it only if I don't have it at this moment. So let's do it like this. If we don't have our feedback mesh, then let's create it. If we do have it, then, and it's attached as well, because it always be attached, let's just, you know, proceed. We also need probably get time seconds for the moment that we started charging. So I need another charge start time. I probably need that variable in order to get the alpha for my lerping. So start time set here. Get time seconds. Hell yeah. Charge start time. And here, that's not what I will be doing. Let me quickly create the alpha calculation. Alpha goes from 0 to 1, so I need to calculate the difference of elapsed time while I'm charging the shot and normalize it between 0 and 1. So get time seconds. This is my current time. Subtract my charge start time. This is my elapsed time. I hate when it's in white color, so let's do it in black. This is my elapsed time. I want to map range it, clumped, between 0 and my max charge duration. And I want to output between 0 and 1. And that is my lerp for scaling. And now I want to get this scale, set scale, relative scale 3D. And that's what we're going. It should work. But what we might need also is that the first moment we are not scaling, we should hide it and scale back our charge feedback mesh. We should make it visible. Invisible, set visibility as false. And let's set relative scale as well to our Charge arrow start scale. Yeah, the first moment it is not true. No, that's wrong. It should be after I finished after I shot my projectile. That's what should happen. Yeah, that way I should be safe on that. Let's see if it works out. Kinda. Yeah, I don't. First of all, I'm scaling on the wrong axis. Second of all, I am not making it visible later. So if I have it where it was, set visibility. Yeah, set visibility here. That's true. I want to make it visible, and I was making the change in wrong axis, so I guess it will be here. How are you doing, Barabbas? If you're still here. Yeah, I still have some visibility bug. I don't know what bug, but some visibility bug. And I don't know. Is it dying? No, it isn't dying. Yeah, let me first get with the... I am always here, watching, waiting. Thank you. Thank you, Barabbas. Okay, I wanna debug. Yeah, to sum up what I'm doing right now, to anyone who haven't been here previously, right now I am trying to create like this arrow indicator that shows you the strength of your charge shot. And I want to do it in the world with the 3D mesh instead of like UI. The first thought was that maybe I will just, you know, make the weapon more red hot the more you charge, but it was hard to feel that moment. The feedback of fully charging the weapon wasn't really there. So I was thinking if I was resizing some arrow in front of a gun or my fake bow, I will get much better feedback for understanding that, hey, I'm fully charged, right? And that's how I will achieve the fun with just shooting in the air. Because if we go back to the master plan, I'm at the MVP phase, minimum viable product, and I still haven't made it through, is it fun to shoot in the air? Because in my opinion, it still lacks feedback. I want to make sure that while shooting bow with charge shot, I have fun. And I feel like, okay, it's already something there, but I don't have full fun because of the feedback. So that's what I'm trying to implement here right now. And it's all done, I don't know if you've been earlier, Barabbas, here. It's all done in Blueprint, as you can see. I do not use this C++ project that I used on previous stream anymore. Audio is fixed on OBS side of things, but my voice is fucked because of my coughing. So it's always something. Always something. Okay. I want to debug if I'm hitting this visibility to change the visibility. Yes, I am. So why it's not getting visible? Why am I... Charge shot only appears on the first. Only on the first usage. Is it because of my scale? Yes, it is because of my scale. Because I should do it differently. I should do it like this. 1, 1, 1. And here at the end, that's where I should take this after attaching, and that's where I should set relative scale. Set relative scale 3D. Put it here. Bang. Bang. It is visible, but super small. So 1. Let's try with 1. Yeah, we fixed it. But the funny thing is, our arrows are colliding with with our indicator, which is fun. It dawned on me that I could just use Niagara to draw this shit. Whatever. It's just a prototype. That would be a cool thing for a future too. Okay, it is kind of fucked right now. How I would do it with Niagara particle, and that way it would be great. Set collision enabled to no collision, and that will fix my error with my shots going here. And once again, I'm doing it in the wrong scale. What the fuck? Should I resize like here? It doesn't make sense. Oh, it does. It's not exactly how I thought it would look, because it's not even going towards where you aim. But we could fix that shit later, like on later stream. It looks fucking funny, man. Yeah, I will change this visualization, I think. It shows me that, yeah, this is a way to go. But I need to change this visualization into something that makes way much more sense. I could use draw debug. To do it like quickly, and then change it with Niagara particle without creating like a mesh or attaching anything, just for prototype. Yeah, just for prototype, because I'm not even making builds of this game for now. I might do it right now. The way you do it is debug arrow, draw debug arrow, yay! And creates line start, line end. And what I would do is just, you know, take a direction of my aiming, create some faraway point from there. Yeah, I'm kind of tired, so I might just do it on the next stream. But with the mesh, what I wanted to achieve is that when I have the final goddamn charge power, I wanted to start glowing this shit. But with this, I would have to like change line color on every tick, which sounds like a shitload of an overkill. Okay, it doesn't matter. Let's go with this charge arrow. Maybe I will just, you know, rotate it locally or something later. The last piece of the puzzle that I want to use is to make it glowing red hot when it will reach the max power. And it is way too big. I wanted it to be a little bit less. So How about going between 0.2 towards 0. Starting from 0.2 to 0.2, and then the max scale of mine will be half of what I have right now. Let's see it. There we go. Oh, actually, as a placeholder for an animation, it doesn't look bad. I don't know why my gun goes lower after shoot. That's something to debug. Yeah. Because this whole arrow is supposed to be a placeholder for an actual animation if this was a third-person game. That's the whole clue of it. So, blah blah blah. So, yeah, that was like some bullshit attempt of mine. Yep, I don't need this. Why is it not saved? And this is not saved. Okay, I maybe have only attaching glowing material to that shit, and let's see how that will work out. So I need to create another material. Cosmetics. It's on the bow side of things because that's where we have our charge arrow. Let's create a new material once again. Material M charge indicator. Yeah, I want this to be fully rough. No specularity. Yeah, I want this to be like this. I want this to have an emissive color. Convert to parameter. Emissive color. I want to create a parameter. What's going on? Of emissive multiplier. Let me think. No. Yeah, what I want to achieve here, oh, no, sorry, is, let's pick red hot, emissive multiplier, let's get the default value to 200, and we also need inverse, adaptation inverse. It looks similarly to the previous material. Maybe I didn't need to do it that way, but okay, whatever. Yeah, it is red hot, right? What I wanted to achieve is, let's take sine time input data. Maybe let's multiply this actual sine by this multiplier by sine, and we will have glowing thing. I can create faster period or slower period. 1 second was kinda okay. But what I wanted to do is steadily changing emissive multiplier to max value, and only then make it multiply with sign by time input, right? But I can feed it just from Blueprint, I think. So maybe I can just do it like this. Okay, let's create the material instance. You should always work on material instance. Charge indicator. Right. And let's see if we can actually do that shit. Bow component. After we have this, let's assign get set material on the first index. Yes, the material is my no, wrong. Create dynamic material instance. That's what I want to do. It's supposed to be dynamic. And I also wanna charge indicator, charge arrow dynamic material. Barabash Hardy says, great, like a real man, BP Ultras. Personally, I prefer code. I only like to do gameplay abilities with blueprints, but for just exploring game ideas, blueprints might be a tad bit faster. So I have all this shit, right? And what? I kind of want to use the exact same thing, but on the parameter of my dynamic material. So let's first do the linear interpolation between the max emissive value and the low emissive value, which will be like set how was it? Parameter float. Is it float parameter? What kind of parameter did I set up here? I kind of forgot. What is it? Custom primitive data. Scalar parameter. Okay. So set scalar parameter value. And it was emissive multiplier. And I also want to use this elapsed time and between max and charge duration, which will give me another lerping possibility, lerp float. This will be my alpha, but I want to lerp between this, between 0 and max charge arrow emissive. That's what will be going on in here. And the value of it will be 200. Let's see that in action. I don't know why this gun gets slower. That's something that I will be debugging in some future stream because I don't want to waste time right now. If I will be able to turn it into the direction of shooting, it will be actually a great placeholder for shooting arrow. For charging arrow, really. But after, that's the route that will be here. We need to create a comparison here. Branch. A quick simple comparison here. Let's take it like right here. Quick simple comparison of our elapsed time that I could maybe set as a variable. That would clean things up. Create. What the fuck? Charge elapsed time. And let's save it in here while it is charging. And let's just use the result of this calculation to make it a little bit cleaner. I'm making a shitty prototype, but it doesn't mean that I need to create a blueprint that will be so super hard to follow. Okay, now I have this elapsed time, and if my elapsed time is lesser, it's still less than the max charge duration, then just this linear lerp is exactly what I want. If I already surpassed max charge duration, that means I am fully charged. 100% Barabbas doesn't realize. That's where I want to use the sinus. That's where I'll be going like time, seconds, and then making a sine of that, which I'm not sure it will work out, but yeah, I'm not sure if that shit will work out the same way it does in material. But oh well, whatever. No, it should be in actual degrees. Probably, right? And multiply it by max charge arrow. What? No, I don't want to delete it. Why? What kind of weird what is going on? Yeah, I think I'm super tired right now. Multiply this by this, and actually I could turn it into switch. Or should I rather say select? Of this, and I wanna, yeah, instead of having a branch, actually I can do without it. I can just do it like this and this. If this shit is if it is still smaller, then we want to use this value. If it is not smaller and we are max charged, we want to use this value. Yeah. Let's see how I messed it up. Yeah, let's see if it works out, but I think I have problem with the sign. Yeah, my logic for switching is okay, but using the time and sinus of it like here, just like I wanted to use it in the material, is not working out. It sucks. Let me quickly search the internet because I'm so tired, my brain is not really thinking. Real blueprint. The first thing I found on the internet says that it should work how I did it. So why isn't it working really? Maybe I should start with the cosine and actually use radians. Ah, yeah, I also should have connected it. Might be. Yeah, okay. It does work. But it has a super freaking slow period. Right? But it does work. Let me think. I should multiply it before applying here. So like multiply. I don't know. Always multiply it by 5. That should make the period shorter. Yes. I want it even shorter. Like 2 times shorter. I don't know what is going on with this animation because regular pickup gun doesn't behave in that way. So there is something that happens after I do a first shot that fucks up my character mesh. I don't know what. After I do a first shot. I play this montage. I'm not really doing something that would, on the first look of things, fuck this up, but you know, I obviously am doing something. And it is after shoot, right? Yep. What if I just don't do this montage? It probably won't fix it, but just a shot in the dark. Yep, it doesn't fix it. So I have a couple of bugs to fix. Why my gun goes down after shooting, that kind of destroys my fun. And I want to point the arrow towards where I'm aiming, really. Yeah. So that's, I'm out of energy for today. It was already quite a long stream for me. I streamed for 2 hours and 40 minutes for a regular stream. For those of you that weren't really here when I was at the beginning, telling a couple of housekeeping notes. One of them was that I'm considering for August moving the regular streams from first day to another day, because I realized working on this game, learning this design stuff, requires a little bit more time than just 2 hours stream. Right now we are doing 240. I'm already out of energy, but that's mostly because of my coughing. I think 3-hour streams should become a regularity, and I need to find such an arrangement in my life that I will be able to pull off 3-hour, 3.5-hour streams every week. That way I could make an actual dent and progress in our master plan of working on primary action. So starting from August, I will be switching to a completely different day. I will be updating the schedule. So I will be updating schedule. As such, what fuck am I saying? Yeah, if I will make a decision which day it will be, I will be updating my schedule for streaming on YouTube and on Twitch. Barabash Hardy says, just quit your job, and thumbs up. Yeah, if I came from money, I would, you know, just do streams and that's it, right? All day. But I don't come from money. I come from Praga Północ in Warsaw. That means I don't have money to rely on. I need to have a day job. So, you know. Not for foreseeable future. Not possible. And also I kind of enjoy what I'm doing. So I had a productive day today at job. So not happening right now. But I will be, you know, changing the day of regular streams from Thursday to some other day, during which it will be easier for me to stream for 3 hours and maybe even more. Today is like really a special day that I could stream for more than 2 hours, because I'm streaming for 2 hours and 40 minutes. And I'm only stopping because I'm feeling tired because of that coughing mostly. Goddamn fucking cough. And if I wouldn't have this, I would probably try to stream for like 3 hours, 3.5 or 4 hours, because I am inspired. Like I see, that's the best goddamn thing when it comes to like doing this shit. Let's do this. Take gamepad. I already see like some kind of foundation for cool shooting in the air and cool shooting later. Also, I kind of like the idea that once I will rotate this arrow so it will start pointing towards where you're aiming, you kind of don't need a reticle, aiming reticle. It kind of balances itself out that yes, if you charge your shot longer, the arrow will show you exactly where you will be shooting, right? And you will probably not miss your target. If you're just quick shooting, it is harder to aim, which might have cool gameplay consequences for, like, you know, making sure that the game is a little bit slower and that you are aiming more carefully instead of running around and gunning like in Doom, right? But that also would mean that I would need some cool mechanic for better aiming while not charging your max shot. So basically, being patient and charging up to max shot rewards you with automatic reticle. And not being patient kinda tells you, hey, you might hit your target or not. It will be something else. And that's where a new gameplay portion should arrive. But that's something that I will be thinking about while I'll be implementing shooting at stationary target. But I like this approach because it's already something that I never seen in any other game, of not having a reticle for shooting your bow, but having your charge shot create reticle for you. It might not work out, I might backpedal from it, but for now it is kind of inspiring to see how far can I go with this concept, and will it be actually cool to play with. Because it is fucking weird that you don't know where you're aiming until you hold steady your shot for a little bit. Usually games implement the direct inverse of that, but because it's not a first-person shooter and the goal is not to kill all your enemies, it's not Doom or Half-Life or whatever, it's more arcadey, puzzly, it might make more sense. Or maybe I will backpedal from it, but it might inform some other gameplay mechanic. So if it wasn't for the lack of my strength right now due to coughing, I would gladly stream for the next 2 hours and find out what the hell is going with this animation going down, and if I could stretch this concept even further. Barabash Hardy says, shame you don't work at Techland anymore. I've heard that they gave away some company shares to their workers. It's even this will fucking kill me, Barabash. If I die today, blame fucking Barabash. Blame Barabash. Ah, this almost killed me. I don't know how to respond to that. I responded to it by almost dying. I hope you are happy with the response I gave you. You will never get any better response from anyone. Holy shit. Yeah, once I orient this arrow towards the middle of the screen, it will be interesting. I can't wait for the next week's stream, I'll be honest. That will be all from me for today, at least when it comes to like thinking at and adding stuff. This blueprint isn't too intimidating. I've seen worse. I've seen way worse. There is this funny site, Blueprints from Hell. We can look at it for a second. Yes, it was on Tumblr. Yes, let's put it like here. Look at the real fucked up blueprints. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, on even tick, which means it happens on every frame. You're getting all actors of class actor, which is every actor in the world, and you are destroying them. Beautiful hell. That's one blueprint from hell. That's a real blueprint from hell. This kinda looks like my blueprint. No, it doesn't. Look at those. Mine is way prettier. All the lines straight as fuck, nothing going across. I might also clean up, start from cleaning up next stream to show, you know, the process of cleaning up and how you can organize this shit a little bit better without going into trap that some people are doing. And I worked on project that did this, which is like to combine C++ programming techniques and use them for blueprints. So basically hide everything in functions, etc. If you can be, how to say it, reasonable with it, not do it too much, yeah, sure. But I've seen such concoctions that basically show as the greatest example of why inheritance is the root of all evil in C++. And with blueprints, this shit happens even way sooner. So that's why I like keeping a blueprint as a blueprint on one screen with some events instead of functions. And if I need some other functionality, maybe I should create a new component and add it to actor and just send data between components, because it might mean I'm already doing too much within this blueprint. Like this screen, if I will go outside of this screen, it tells me I messed up, and I should rethink my logic. I already am thinking about rethinking this logic because I hate the fact that, you know, I have gameplay logic and gameplay data inside of a component that is essentially a visual component. It is a skeletal mesh. I get why they did it. They did it just to make quick example, but I am thinking that I might do one stream when I will create a separation of this data. So we have visual data with skeletal mesh component and the actual gameplay data and some kind of abilities without turning on gameplay ability systems. But that's, you know, like a programmer that in me that wants to clean everything up. So I'm not sure if the cost won't outweigh the benefit of quickly adding shit and, you know, doing it. So maybe I will do it after MVP phase, because looking at our master plan, after I have this, you know, ticked all green, which means we passed the MVP, and we'll be adding toys, having separation of this data might benefit us greatly. So that stream of cleaning shit up, just so adding more shit. In order to add more shit, you need to clean shit first. Ado Coelho. Yeah, so in order to add more toys into our toy box without killing ourselves, it might benefit us to do a little bit of cleaning and arranging between those two phases. I might do it. How do you like my catchphrase, Barabbas? In order to add more shit, first you need to clean old shit. Do you think it would be a good tattoo, Barabbas? Would you tattoo it? So, after making that shitty joke, no pun intended, Barabbas Hardy says, boom, that's a quote. I would. On my and 4 dots. So I leave to the viewer's imagination what that means. Yeah, so I want to end in a couple of minutes, but I want to go through those blueprints from hell a little bit. Yeah, if you look at my blueprint, it is a little bit big right now, but all the lines are straight. There's no going across or no mambo jumbo here. And here, woo! Good luck debugging that. Whoa, that is impressive. But I remember, what the fuck is this shit? I can only use Tumblr if I log into this shit? Fuck you, Tumblr. I'm not creating an account for this. That's what I was searching for, because I remember this picture. This is true blueprint from hell. This is devil incarnate. Holy shit. Oh no. What the fuck is this? Oh wow. I should put it as my wallpaper. That actually starts to look like some server room with cables going on. Barabbas, what do you think about this blueprint? Have you made this kind of blueprint? Yeah, so even though I'm doing a shit prototype, non-shipping, I don't want to end up with such shit. So, what we'll be doing next time on that thing. This blueprint looks beautiful for you, Barabbas. Okay. Why am I not surprised? Or actually, no, I am surprised. I thought you like things neat and clean. So, for the next stream, what we will be doing? Like zoomed in cloth. Yeah, actually. I wonder if I could use that blueprint from hell, create a texture and use it as a cool graphic inside of a video game. I might use that. I might use that in this prototype. If I will create an enemy and he will need some cloths, he will have blueprints from hell cloth. Okay, so plan for next stream. How does this brush look? Is it readable? Because I know it's prettier than the regular thing, but is it readable? Plan for next stream. Debug. Why hand go down? Why the whole weapon goes down? Then orient. I made an error. Orient charge arrow towards center of a screen, basically. No question mark after that. And what else do I need to do? What I want to do? We'll see if, yeah, basically we will go back to master plan and we will see, can I answer the question, is it fun to shoot in the air? As positive, I will say yes. Right now I am actually having fun to shoot in the air. I am having fun while shooting in the air. I can move to shooting at the wall. So, no profit because I don't make money from this, but next MVP step, possibly. Yeah, possibly, quite. I might do it. I'm glad that we don't have audio problems anymore like we did last time. I'm glad that we were able to stream a little longer today because I was able to get to a place where I'm actually happy with, which means of course prototype that inspires me. A prototype that inspires me to go further. To go even further beyond. And go Super Saiyan 3 on this shit. I'm kind of already having fun to shoot in the air, while shooting in the air. But not to the degree that I want to. If I will orient this arrow and fix this bug, I think that will be a cutoff point to start shooting at wall and see if it will feel okay, or should I add some more feedback. I anticipate I will need to add feedback for hitting the wall, like some small Niagara particles going down. Maybe some small decal on the wall to indicate that, hey, an arrow has been here like a second ago. And like some hit sound when you shoot the wall, if you are close enough to hear this sound. Yep. And I hope the next stream my cough will be gone because it's fucking me up royally. Yep. And this is my bow, Barabbas. How do you like my bow? I made it green. That's the actual bow, not that wooden thing or composite thing. Nah. Very futuristic, yep. It's kind of an automatic bow, if I may say so myself. Okay, I think that's it. I've been streaming almost for 3 hours, way longer than I anticipated. I'm out of goddamn strength. I would just go lie down a little bit after this. It's been nice streaming for y'all. Have a good time. I hope you have a good evening, good day, or whatever. And see you soon next Thursday at similar hour around 5:15 or 30 p.m. because it's still the last week of July, and on August there will be a new day for it. And because it's the end of the month, I need to plan the fat stream, 4 or 5 hours. Probably I want to pick up where we left off last time during the fat stream, which is mover plugging and directional gravity. We will start by, actually creating a simple cube and try to move it with mover plugging in order to debug why my simple directional gravity doesn't work. Let's get back to the step 1, move an object. With that, we will learn how to fix, directional gravity. With that, I bid you adieu. Bye-bye. Have a nice rest of the day. Ciao. Nara.